Hello. I just started our live broadcast, but I am going to repost this on the Gnarly Family Fitness page so that people can watch it later who aren't tuned in live. And currently, no one is. So we're just going to give them a few minutes to show up, hopefully, and then we'll start from there. But while you're here, I'm just going to go over my little kit because this is, hi, Alyssa, thanks. This is my kit that I keep in my kitchen. So just before everybody's getting here, I was just going to go over some of the things that I consider essentials blends, like my Breathe Easy Night Night roller, which is Breathe and lavender, and the beadlets that came in my kit, which I like. They're On Guard beadlets and peppermint beadlets. I use the peppermint as breath mints and stuff. And then the awesome Aches Away that I made today and had out on there, which I've used a lot because I'm sure if you've seen my workout videos lately, I'm a crazy person. Especially my shoulders. I don't know. I'm thinking about like wedding season and having to wear a dress, and I don't really want my floppy shoulders hanging out. Anyway, so that's where I keep it. And they're like in a little bag in there all popped up, and then Jana Mason gave me this bag, which I love. So yeah, so we're just gonna get started. I have like a few notes, just a very simple explanation of oils and what you can do with them. First, we should definitely talk about what are the best uses of oils, and you can either diffuse them, simply smell them, drop a couple in your hand, smell them. You can also take some internally, and the ones that are best for internal use have supplemental facts on them, much like a nutrition label. So if you're ever confused on which ones you can or cannot eat, this is a really simple way to do it. They are marked in the book. They have like a very simple internal use or external use things. For instance, the Deep Blue Rub, which also comes in your kit, it does not have the instructions on it, and it is definitely not one that you want to use internally. So those are the three main uses, how people use oil. They diffuse them, they take them internally, they rub them on their skin is also internally, and then, you know, the topical. So those are your three ways to go. We're going to just do the top 10 essential oils today, and we're going to go over what those are and some of my favorite uses for them. I have the notes that I like throughout the day today. I added notes to them based on what I actually used them for. So the first one that you get in your enrollment kit, and I'm going to have to say by far the most useful one to me so far, surprisingly, because I didn't used to like the smell of lavender, is lavender. This one is good for your skin. It's good for all sorts of things. It's good to help you calm and relax. It's helpful for like itchy skin. I put some on my dog after her flea bath the other day to help her with her itchy skin. And I mean, I use it for all sorts of things. I have friends who put a drop in their mascara and blend it in, and it helps helps grow your eyelashes stronger and fuller. One of the things that I literally use it for every day is Hattie's Diaper Rash Cream. So I hate traditional diaper rash creams. One, because they're disgusting and they get all over your hands. And two, because you're not really supposed to eat it. And if you've hung out with a 2-year-old, they pretty much put everything in your mouth. So what I do is I take a normal coconut oil for like use in the kitchen. I warm it up in the microwave so it's a little sloshy. And I mix in lavender and melaleuca. And then I stir it back up, and then I put it in the fridge so it gets hard again. And I use that all over her bum, on her legs. It helps with any scratches she gets throughout the day. It helps with bug bites, all her irritable skin, anything. And I love it. And then I put it on her like chapped nose, and the lavender not only helps her get calm before night, and she kind of soaks that in and calms down, but the melaleuca is very germ cleansing. So it's nice to know that it's actually doing something. And then the coconut oil, of course, is a good water barrier. So it actually does work really well as a diaper rash cream, which is all you really want out of a diaper rash cream, is a water barrier. So the water doesn't sit next to their skin. I find that I put lavender in pretty much every blend that I make. You know, it's kind of crazy because I really didn't think that I would like it, but lavender so far has been pretty awesome. I in fact made a little roller for my mother-in-law with lavender because it's her favorite, and then I also made her a travel tummy, which we'll talk about when we get to the digestion at the end. But I think it's awesome. Anyway, the next one that comes in your kit and you're going to find super useful is lemon. Lemon is good for cleaning. It's good for degreasing. You know, there's like an old wives' trick that if you take olive oil and put it on your stainless steel, it helps to remove fingerprints, and then it kind of keeps it smooth. If you do olive oil and a drop of lemon, it also removes anything sticky, so stickers that have maybe been put there by a toddler. But when you rub your like stainless steel appliances, your washer, your dishwasher, your refrigerator and stuff down with a little olive oil and a little lemon oil, it's awesome. Plus, it makes the whole kitchen smell like you cleaned it when you really didn't. So a lot of the time I'll diffuse lemon if I know people are coming over, because then it really smells clean in your house. It really cleans the air. And I put a drop or two at the bottom of my trash can before I put in the trash can liner. And so when you open our trash drawer, it always smells clean and fresh. Like I said, it works as like a natural goof off, which is cool. I used it the other day to get stickers off of my dishwasher. Yeah, that's how life goes now with the 2-year-old. And it just smells clean. I drop a couple drops in the toilet or down like a sink. Our water here in Kingsville is pretty disgusting. So the sinks, because there's a, you know, your sinks go down and then there's a loop in the drain, like a catch. And for some reason that catch always has water in it. That's the way it's supposed to be. But that water always stinks here because the water here is gross. So I drop some lemon down there and the catch always smells good. So that's helpful if you're worried about how your house smells to people, like if it smells like dogs or baby poop, as often my house smells of both. All right, and the next one is peppermint. So this one is awesome for like your pick me up kind of. I like it in the beadlets, as I was saying, that came in my kit. I got beadlets, and I pop them as breath mints, or if I need like a quick pick me up, I feel like it gives me like a little burst of, you know, I don't know, excitement in my mouth. But anyway, peppermint goes in all sorts of blends. You can also diffuse it. There is pretty much nothing you can't do with peppermint and lemon and lavender. It's kind of amazing. But when I made the aches away today, I put peppermint in too, because it gives you a little boost in your skin when you rub it in. You can still see my aches away on my shoulders. But you can breathe it in. It's very cleansing, clears the sinuses, gives you a little wake up. You can make a sugar scrub with it with a little coconut oil and a couple of drops of peppermint and some sugar. And if you do that in the morning before you go to work, and you know, sugar, like how you use a sugar rub and scrape up all your dead skin cells, it's very invigorating. And if you happen to have a stuffy nose, it's super nice to do in the shower with all the steam. But it's good for tension. You can put a little on the back of your neck or on your temples if you have a headache. Those are kind of my favorite. I like to just smell it, honestly, sometimes. It's good for allergies and other kind of blends that you can look up. The next one is Melaleuca, also known as tea tree oil. And honestly, if I'm going too fast or too slow, you can comment there on the side and I can see it. So you can distract me and also ask me questions. But Melaleuca, tea tree, is another one of those smells that I just did not like. But I realize now that it was because it was like a grocery store Melaleuca instead of like actually like just Melaleuca. And I don't think it smells terrible now. And I put it on my pimples to help dry them out, because right before my period I always get cysts instead of pimples. It's like a common thing when hormones change, you get cysts. So I put them on to help speed up the drying them out, because you can't pop them. You just have to let them run their course. And I'm a picker, so I want to pop them. So this gives me something active that I can do to help move along the cysts. But it cleans everything. It's so awesome. It also really helps with fleas and bugs. So like I said with Layla, I put some of this in the wash along with, I have Purify, but it has a little bit of tea tree in it. This goes in your diaper rash. It goes in your germ spray. It goes in your owie spray. There's not much that you can't do with tea tree. There's all sorts of uses for it. It's super cool. If you have an itchy scalp or itchy feet or even earaches, or like your pets have earaches, this totally helps. You can make blends and put it in there. The next one is oregano, and I know what you're thinking. That doesn't seem like something that should be in the top 10. That is exactly what I thought too when I got it. It is a very potent oil, and it's one of those ones that kind of sneaks up on you for things that you need it for, like chest congestion or sinus congestion. You can make a rub and use it. It's very smelly, so make it just a tiny bit. You can use it for cooking. Like you can stick a toothpick in it and then stir it into some sauce, and it'll add the oregano flavoring. You can also make like shots, like a flu bomb shot. I did it once in like one of those super hippie juice cleanse places in Austin, and it was awesome. I walked in and I was like feeling horrible, which I'm pretty sure was because it was like the birthday flu where you just go out and have too much fun, but I felt terrible, so I was willing to try anything. And they're like, oh, do you want to try a flu helpful oregano shot? And I was like, that sounds horrible, but sure, I will do it. And so they give you a couple drops of oregano like in the bottom of this little shot glass, and then they give you like a shot of ginger and then a shot of lemon juice to chase it all down with. And I mean, dang, if I didn't feel better, and I definitely didn't get the flu, but it is potent. But you can put them in like little gel capsules and put a couple drops in, or put a couple drops of all the things that you want in, and then take the gel capsule, and then you just get the slight oregano burps after instead of all of it. Tina, that's a good question. So I've not actually tried it for earaches. Because I haven't had an earache and my dog hasn't had an earache. But it says when you Google it that you can dilute it and use it directly. So I would give it a Google for dilution, like ratios for who you're using it for, what you're using it for, and definitely see if that works. I mean, Alyssa could comment too if she has any opinions on that. I've not used it, but it definitely is in there as a list of something it's really good for. So I would give it a Google and see. I hate to tell you that because I could Google it myself if I wasn't on there, and I would. If you don't find the answer later, I'll Google it and send it to you. Okay, we're gonna move on. The next one is frankincense. And I think, speaking of dogs, I think frankincense was the smell that got me going to oils because I could not put my finger on what the smell was. And Alyssa gave it to me in a spray. I think it was germs or something. And the smell, I totally dug. Thanks, Alyssa. That's good. Okay, so frankincense. It's also good for like memory and focus and mental health. Irritated nerves, so you can make rollers out of it and put it, on the back of your neck and pulse points. But what I think it's amazing for is stretch marks. So frankincense mixed with lavender, mixed with like coconut oil or any carrier oil that you want, because frankincense is so good for the cellular regrowth of your skin that it's really supposed to help heal stretch marks. So you can give it a go with that. That's what I use it for. Okay, the next one and the only blend in your kit is Breathe. So Breathe is one of the proprietary blends that doTERRA does, and they're amazing at making these blends of a bunch of different oils so that you don't have to buy a bunch of different oils to make the blend. They make it for you, which is really considerate, I would say. But this one is for your respiratory health. I just made a blend for my mom's husband today because she texted me and said, are there essential oils that make your husband stop snoring? And I said, so funny that you mentioned that because I have a friend who just told me about how she has one that her husband uses, and if he doesn't use it before he goes to bed, she can tell. So I made him like a little tester of it because they'll be here in a few weeks. And if he likes it, then I'll make him like a big roller of it that he can use. But Breathe is amazing. Breathe you can use diluted as like a baby chest rub instead of Vicks, because Vicks has a lot of different chemicals in it, but this you can just go straight to the essential oil and coconut oil or whatever other carrier oil you want to use. But it's, I mean, snoring, coughs, you can diffuse it and kind of get like a clean air. It does smell amazing, but it's nice to sit by your diffuser and smell it, or diffuse it in with a hot shower and get it to open up your lungs. The next one is Digestin. And I was wrong, this is another blend by doTERRA. I forgot you get this one in here. It is, I mean, it's crazy. I put some in my tea at night if I have a stomach ache. I made a travel tummy roller for my mother-in-law for Mother's Day because she's going to Italy, and everybody gets travel tummy, especially when you go to foreign countries for a while. So I made it a roller for her, just this and some fractionated coconut oil, and she can roll it on her tummy if she has an upset stomach, and it'll help alleviate some of those symptoms. I think it's super cool. I use it for heartburn at night. I put it in my tea, like I said, if I have an upset stomach or if I have heartburn, just your normal. If you've had too much to eat or drink, it's nice to do something to alleviate that for yourself. The next one is On Guard. On Guard's amazing. On Guard is your germ killer and your protective, it's for those flu season and cold season, and you can put it in your germ sprays and your germ hand washes, and I put it in my kitchen soap, just regular unscented soap, water, and then this in with like one of those little foamer things. I love it. It makes my hands feel better. It helps to clean my hands. I like the way it smells. There's really no going wrong. I've put it in cookies, and that was super delicious. I don't know. I just think it's a wonderful thing, and it does so much. The disinfectant powers of it are amazing. It tastes good. I mean, it's great. Okay, and the last one is Deep Blue. This one I used today. Deep Blue is like their soothing blend. This one is strictly topical, so you can make rubs out of it, or if you have sore muscles, making a roller blend of it, like the Aches Away that I have, is awesome. And it comes as a blend. It also comes as like so I made it myself, but doTERRA sells like an Aches Away rub, like a Deep Blue rub that has that ingredient, and it's all done for you in case you're not big on the DIYs. Not everybody is. I think it's cool if you, yes, they did. Sorry, I was reading Tina's question. There is a ton of studies doTERRA did on the like cleaning and germ killing power of their oils. I'll put a link there for you, Tina, because it's too much science for me to spit back at you at this moment. But they have like studies on germs in petri dishes where they'll have the essential oil in the middle, and then they'll use, like On Guard or Melaleuca to drop in the middle, and all the germs are scoot away from it. You've seen those pictures in of the petri dishes with like the germs in the middle. They did it with breast milk recently. Interesting. That was pretty awesome too. But then they use like Clorox bleach and other typical cleaning remedies, and nothing really scooted the germs away quite as well as the oils. So I'm going to pull it up for you and send it to you. But it's pretty interesting how much science really goes into doTERRA, which is kind of brings us to the next point of why should you spend the money on doTERRA when Walmart and Amazon and everybody has essential oils now. I looked at the science and I put it on the page, the event page, and you're welcome to click through and look at it. They do so much testing. I reread it again today. It's like an absurd amount of testing that they do on their essential oils that is basically what you're paying for. You're paying for the quality of doTERRA in that there's no additives, there's no artificial ingredients, there's no natural preservatives. All of doTERRA's oils are exactly what is listed on the oil and nothing else. They're tested as they're sourced. So they're sourced all over the world in the soils that they actually grow in, rather than being forced to grow in soil that is not natural for them, the particular oils. And once they're sourced, they're tested before they're shipped. They're tested for purity, quality, potency, all the normal things you would test for. Then once they arrive at the testing facility, they're tested again for those same three things. Each batch is tested. And then they're tested again when they get to the actual chemist's site for all the rest of the testing. So that's 3 tests before they've really even gotten down into it. And so the certified therapeutic grade is written on all essential oils now. It really doesn't mean a lot now because therapeutic grade has been overused, much like whole wheat has. You just don't know what whole wheat really means anymore. But doTERRA doesn't want that to be the standard for oils. So they have upped their own standard tremendously, and they do ridiculous amount of tests on each batch of sourced plants and roots and all the other things that oils are produced from. It's kind of like if you were to buy imitation vanilla vice actual vanilla. You certainly can buy imitation vanilla and tastes fine and looks the same, but it's not vanilla. And now there are so many cool ways that science is imitating oils. A lot of the certified therapeutic grade oils that are in Walmart are actually imitation oils, which I read today, which was scary because I've used them before. And I think that if you're going to rub them on yourself or rub them on your child or eat them or use them in cooking and give them to people, you should really know exactly what it is, and that whatever's in that bottle is the only thing in that bottle. There's no contaminants or any additional anything, stabilizers. Everything is listed on it, and it is what it says it is, which I think is a nice thing to have. And that's essentially what you're paying for, is the guarantee. Plus doTERRA has 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you get an oil and you don't like it, you send it back. Their customer service is phenomenal. So those are your top 10. And the reason the top 10 are important is because if you're going to get into oils, these are the ones that will really get you going there. You want to make sure that if you're interested in oil, that's awesome and you should buy it. But if you're interested in making a lifestyle change to oils, you should buy the kit, because everything that you Google, let's say diaper rash cream or how do I clean my fruits and vegetables, you'll be able to make a recipe based off of the top 10, which I think is really neat to be able to say, oh, I'm going to Google this. There's got to be a natural way to make flea shampoo for my dog. So I'm going to Google it. And then sure enough, all of the things that call for in the recipe are in my top 10. And you're like, great, I'm going to make it. That is a way more encouraging way to get into oils than just buying the one that you really like or the one that you like the smell of. And then being like, oh, I like essential oils, but I don't have any of the other ones to make the recipe, so I'll just use the same thing that I've been using. This is the way I encourage you to do it, because it just, it's like an evolution of the product. It really helps you to get where you want to be. So there are a bunch of different enrollment kits, and they're called enrollment kits because they want you to become a loyalty member, where when you buy what you want to buy, it goes back to you in a certain percentage every month. So when you want more, you can buy more, or it can just stay there, whatever you want to do. There's all sorts of ways to do it. But I do recommend that you get an enrollment kit as the first thing you buy, so that you get those top 10 oils, or at least a big enough kit to get you where you want to be. I bought the Family Essentials kit that came with the beadlets, and I love the beadlets, but I wish that I had bought the Home Essentials kit, because the Family Essentials kit comes with the 5 ml bottles, which are good, and oils go a long way because you don't really use a lot of them, but I have found that I use way more than I thought I would. So I wish that I had bought the Home Essentials kit, because this is the normal size bottle. And it has a lot more drops in it, and I'm finding myself having to go back and buy some of the ones that I already bought because I've used them so much, like lavender. is on my list to buy again next month. So I wish I had just gone full in and bought the ones at normal size so I didn't have to rebuy them. But that said, I put the link in the comments so you can check out the kits on your own, check out the pricing. There's all different price points for kits. If you think that you're one of those people that just want to buy 2 or 3 and see if you actually use it, that's fine. I can almost guarantee that if you use those, then you'll want to use the other ones, because every time you Google recipes, you're like, I wish I had that so that I could make this. And that's kind of what I did. I was like, I have a bunch of girlfriends who are getting pregnant. I want to make them like a milk mama to help them induce milk supply with fennel and some of the other like yangling and draining and some like oddball oils. So I was like, I'm going to buy those. And then I was like, then I'm going to buy these. And I have just used them so much more than I thought I would. So anyway, do that, check them out, go online, take a look, shoot me a message, let me know if there's any that strike your fancy. But that's pretty much, how you get into oils, just these top 10. And then eventually you get like a giant kit like this and you end up using them more than you thought you would. You leave them out on the counter, or you get like a little baggie like this, and then you use your most used ones in here. You keep them handy, like underarms and after sun spray. I have 2 in my diaper bag with the germs away, and the Owie spray, which I keep in my diaper bag. I have Hattie's Room, which has her diaper rash cream. And then in my shower, I have a sugar scrub of lavender and I think Breathe right now, because it just sounds good to take a shower and open my sinuses, and then lavender because I'm a night shower, so I want to relax a little while I'm there. But there's all sorts of great perks with doTERRA. There are other companies that do oils, and of course, like I said, you can get them at Walmart, and it's hard to look at the large bottle of peppermint for $12 and then go and look at the prices of doTERRA. That's a little startling. I completely understand. But like I said, you're paying for purity, which is something that you aren't going to get in any other company, and you're certainly not going to get in the drugstore. So if that's something that speaks to you, you want to make sure you're knowing what you're putting in your body or what you're putting on your children or your pets, then this is definitely the route that you want to go. So like I said, the link is in the comments. And if you have just any other questions, I'm going to stay live for a little bit, but I don't want to keep anybody on the hook that's got stuff to do. But I think that, you guys who tuned in live, I think it's great that you have questions. Tina, I would love to answer some questions for you. Alyssa answered the one about the ears, I noticed, which is awesome. Down in it, making roller lavender, look, it looks amazing. See, stuff like that is so cool. And that's another perk about doTERRA. So Alyssa is the person that helped me get started with oils. She gave me my first Howie spray and my first rollers and said, here, smell this. And so I pretty much text her or Facebook message her or run ideas past her or at the park all the time. And that's the nice thing about doTERRA is you get this massive upline of people. So when you buy a kit from me, you're not just buying the kit, you're buying all my experience, you're buying all the experience from the person who enrolled me, which is Alyssa in this case, and all the experience of the person who helped her. And it's this tremendous amount of assistance as you go. So we're never just like, here's the product, best of luck to you. We're like, this is us living the product every day. This is us using it right in front of you. This is us like helping you. We want you to go further with it. And if this is something you want to do, like start a business, then even better, because we want to help spread the word even more. So if there's, a company that you're thinking about starting a business, or you just want to try the enrollment kit and see if you like it, you'll be very surprised at how many comments you get about the oils and what you're using and how you're using it. People are interested because we're at a time where people want to make a change to non-chemical help. I don't know if you saw Good Morning America the other day, but she did a test on paraffins and other additives to makeup and lotion, and holy cow, it was enlightening. She went, I think, 5 days wearing makeup and lotion with parabens, and then 5 days without, and they took her urine every day to see how much had leaked into her system, and it was jarring. So I'm happy that I'm slowly making this change in our household too. Brandy, what is your secret weapon on oil blend? Like a blend that you think is super that doesn't get the credit it deserves. Okay, so I've become a little bit crazy with inventing my own blends because you get this fantastic book when you get your kit, and it comes with all these like cool all these things like what oil does what, and I don't know what they like. Melissa, it's not a good example because that's a super fancy one, but let's go lemongrass. Purifies toned skin, promotes healthy digestion, heighten awareness, and promotes positivity. Diffusing it outdoors can naturally repel insects. Okay, so I'll go through and I'll like read about one oil, and then I'll look at my kit and be like, yes, I do have that oil. And then I'll make up something crazy and put it in a roller bottle or a spray bottle and use it. So the one I think that doesn't get as much credit as it should is my After Sun spray. I mean, it's got like basic ingredients, but then I got a little nutty and put some aloe in there, and some coconut oil and a little water, and then I put lavender for skin soothing, and gosh, what else did I put in there? Definitely some frankincense because it pretty much goes in everything. And then I use it on me, so I probably added some Serenity because that's one that I use a lot. It's like their calming blend, and usually when you're sunburnt, that's nice to have. And so I kind of brandy make up a lot of things based on what I read the oil is good for and kind of how it smells. The other reason I really got into oil was the scents. We grew up in a house where my mom didn't want us to have anything smelly. So when I got out of the house, I had everything smelly. Like my detergent was smelly. Everything was super crazy smelly. Everything was scented because my mom was so crazy about having unscented everything. And then, of course, when you have a baby, you have to go back to unscented everything. So I really miss scents, just having like my house smell like something other than dogs and poop. So I wanted to start diffusing things, and it was awesome. I just really love diffusing things. I diffuse things all day, every day for really no other reason than I want it to smell better in my home. And it's nice the perks of what they actually do, but I have no other excuse. Okay, so Tina, there's actually an oil that doTERRA makes called Slim and Sassy, and it is exactly a metabolism blend. It has, I'd have to look at it real quick just to make sure I'm not going to get it wrong, but I have it over there. I don't have it in my kit because it's by my teapot because I put it in my morning tea, and then I put it in my water bottle for all day use. Like I drink out of this all day, every day. And I don't know if you can see it in there, but I have a couple drops of Slim and Sassy in there now. I also think it tastes really good. So that's amazing. But see, it's right here in the book. Slim and Sassy is a metabolic blend. This one, it helps weight management, boost metabolism, manages hunger cravings, and much more. And a lot of people use it because it has cinnamon in it. This one doesn't tell me what's in it, which is unfortunate. It has ginger and cinnamon and wild orange. But a lot of people use like cinnamon as a sugar stabilizer. And wild orange and the citruses will always help to curb your like hunger pains, especially like sweets. So I'll wake up in the morning and eat like, it's kind of not great because I'll have my tea with my Slim and Sassy in it, and then I'll eat like 2 handfuls of chocolate chips. But 2 handfuls is not the like a few cups that I usually eat. So I'll take it, But it's good. I think it tastes good. It smells like if I smell my water bottle, it smells like wild orange and a little bit of cinnamon and kind of like just like a hint of Christmassy in there, like cinnamon with like a citrus finish. But I think it's super good. I'll have to check and see if it has grapefruit in it, though. I can't remember if it does. And like I said, I don't have it in front of me, but I'll message you. And I think it's weird that it doesn't list it out in the book. I think they normally do, but I'll look, as I can't remember. But anyway, you could make your own. If it does have grapefruit, you could do a couple drops of lemon and cinnamon, and the cinnamon would help with your sugar cravings, and the lemon would help with your curbing your appetites. And those, lemon comes in the top 10, so that would be a great way to start with appetite. Yeah, it tastes good. Lemon water is delicious. So that's one way to go. It's a good question. I bought Slim and Sassy for the exact same purposes, like just something to help me remember to not eat all the chocolate chips that I have, just maybe some of them. And then I like drinking it in my water. It gives me a little bit of a boost, just because it smells good and the citrus helps keep me full. But yeah, Tina, definitely look at Slim and Sassy online. Just double check that it doesn't have grapefruit, but if it does, which I honestly can't remember, and I'm sorry that I'm completely unprepared. But like I said, lemon and then cinnamon and citrus oil is good for stabilizing your sugar. So there's that. Yeah, no, Brandy, for sure. So Alyssa and I had this conversation yesterday at yoga that I like the essential oils. I'm one of those people that has zero patience. So I like to be able to feel like I'm actively doing something. So like if I'm stressed or like, I don't know, anything, I have a headache or, I want to feel like I'm actively doing something. And like when you're pregnant or nursing and you can't like take Tylenol or Advil, or you have like muscle pain and you can't take those things, I need to feel like I'm actively doing something to better my situation. So I can do the roller of like aches away instead of take Advil. Not that I'm pregnant, for family and friends who are watching this, but when I was, and like peppermint for headaches, like you can't just pop pills all the time. And I think it's so cool that I can do these things without taking drugs constantly or being stressed out, or like I'm a nail biter, so I try really hard to like do something else, like roll like an oil on my temple, or just take myself out of the situation and feel like I'm actively doing something. I have stuff in here. So I have my like Good Mood Mist, which is awesome. And it has witch hazel in it, so I spray it on my face. And it's cool. It's got lavender and frankincense in it, which are both skin soothers. So it's just good for my face. And I'm like super frustrated. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to just take a second. I just need to like breathe for a second. And then I'm like, okay, I'm good. It's fine. Everything's fine. Nobody's crazy. There's no babies crying. It's fine. And then for my own like peace of mind, like I did a fertility roller, which has a bunch of like clary sage and ylang and some other hormone stabilizing oils. And because we're trying to get pregnant again, and we're actively doing everything we can that way. But I want to feel like I'm actively doing everything I can. So I thought I'd take a shot at this, and I sent a couple of these fertility rollers to my friends too, just so they can. It's nice for your brain to feel like you're doing something to help yourself. So there's that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I really appreciate all your questions. I took a shower and I didn't put my underarm spray on because it's here in my bag. So I'm just going to, don't mind me. But this stuff's awesome too for razor burn. See, because I have just a little razor burn. I'd have more if I actually shaved more often, but I don't. I have to go somewhere fancy tomorrow, so I'll shave tomorrow. No need to shave today. Okay, I think I've taken plenty of your time. Really, if there's any other questions or messages, please feel free to call me. Okay, thank you guys so much.